Am I doing good?
You are. You're doing very good.
I'm gonna pass?
Well, one
What's
more
my grade?
100, of course. You're my favorite teacher. How can I not give you 100? Just furthermore on that debt thing, because it annoys me as I was a college student and still am. You say that you kind of encourage people. I don't know, that's how I felt. The book is encouraging people to go out and try different things and work to afford their way through college, but it's not impossible, but
it's very difficult.
It's very difficult, and I've done it before, and I felt drained. So I risked my grades, and I risked my health. So,
well, let me tell you something. Before you were talking about the sensitive stuff, and what do you talk about with Iraq and with the military and with your students and with American students, I actually feel like I have to be more careful in front of American students than I do in front of Iraqi students, because I feel like a lot of times we can be more honest with each other and more real with each other. But like sometimes American students you'll say something that you think is kind of normal, and you look over and they're just like their mouth is open and their eyes are glazed, and you're like, oh, maybe that was too much. You talked about the sensitivities there. I wasn't like, and I don't really hold back with that. I do hold back with this a little bit just because of that. Like this is my feeling. I do think. Even now, I don't want to say stay completely out of debt. Like it's a tough thing to say out loud because college is very expensive, and I don't want people to not go to college. But that limits you significantly, and so it's a burden, and and so long as you're beholden to that, you don't have the same kind of flexibility as you have without debt, right? So it is a very difficult thing to do. I don't think you should join the military just to stay out of debt. I don't also think you should make yourself sick to stay out of debt. There are some things you can do. You can take, and I talk about it in the book a little bit, but you can take CLEP tests. You can take, you know this? You probably can't do it now, but when you first start school, there are these exams that are kind of like AP exams, and you can sit and take them, and they can count for college credit, but usually it's only your first year or two. It's not going to be for like advanced courses. It's going to be for the simple, the simple ones. And they're like $100, and that's better than spending, $500 on a class. You can go to a less expensive school, right? You can go part-time to school and drag it out a little bit longer. There's things you can do. They're not always, but also doing those things, to be able to do those things, also I feel like is an education in itself, right? You experienced something that many of your classmates didn't. You worked and paid your tuition. There's a reason why tuition is so expensive. I'm not going to get into it all here, but there's a sort of a political reason. It's because they keep giving they give federally backed loans. So if you were 18 years old and you went to a bank and you said, I want to start a business, could I have $100,000? I don't have a job and I've never done this before, and my business is going to be in underwater fire prevention, they would look at you and laugh at you and tell you to get out, right? But basically that's what's happening. 18-year-old kids are going and saying, hey, I want to get a degree. Don't worry about what the degree is in. It doesn't matter. Money, can I have money, please? And then they just give it. The government will back these loans, so then the schools will raise the tuition. Because why not? Because they're getting the loans, right? So tuition is very, very expensive. That's the other reason why I'm arguing that we don't need college degrees for all these jobs that they say we need college degrees for. For thousands and thousands of years, people didn't have these, right? Plato didn't have a teaching certificate, right? Or Socrates. Right? You don't necessarily need some of these degrees for certain things. Some things you do, but certain things you don't. I do hesitate with that because that is a sensitive topic, and people have differing views on it, and some people think that is good. If you have low interest rate and it helps build your credit and stuff like that, I'm not really of that mindset. And mostly it has to do with the freedom and being limited. And if you see, there's a trend here of I don't want to see anyone in shackles, right? I don't want to see anyone enslaved. I don't want to see anyone imprisoned. Love-based decisions, right? And it's more difficult to do all those things when you're in debt.
That's true.